Hello Halo friends! Would you like to get better at Halo? You likely would, yes. In this video we will start out by briefly explaining the way us gamers go about improvement, and then I'll offer you an alternative that you can add to your repertoire that will hopefully save you time, help you improve faster and more effectively. To start with, what most of us usually do. To put it simply, we find a game we like Halo, and we grind and grind until we unconsciously pick up some good habits, and slowly eliminate negative ones. The problem with this method of improvement is that it takes ages for your gameplay to positively evolve. You will eventually learn some positive habits by your brain subconsciously picking up on patterns that worked well for you in the past. What's happening is that your brain is working on a process called pattern recognition to automate things so it doesn't have to think as hard. It's less tiring, less stressful for your brain, and eventually, slowly, you'll get better. This method does have some drawbacks, however. Firstly, it can take a significant period of time to learn this way. It's fun, but it's not efficient and not all that effective. And what it will mean is that you actually don't consciously understand situations, you maybe only subconsciously understand them. So in-game you'll do what feels right and what's worked in the past, but it won't necessarily be the best decision. Thankfully, and now we're onto the meat of the video, there is another way of deepening your game sense, improving at Halo, and teaching your brain conscious and subconscious in-game pattern recognition more effectively. And this method is prevalent in sports like football or soccer for you guys across the pond, and it's also present in more cerebral sports like chess. I am actually a bit of a chess nerd. And this method could be called any number of things, but it could be boiled down to or summarized as repeated situational practice. In football, this might be known as drills. In chess, this is known as puzzles. What drills and puzzles do for your brain is that they speed up your ability to recognize and understand patterns and situations. In the case of Halo, that will be in-game situations, patterns, the layout of your team, the layout of the enemy team, what's happening on the map, etc, etc. Here we have an example from chess. I'm giving you an example from chess because it's an example I understand, and pattern recognition is widely used and promoted in chess as probably the best method of learning how to play the game. And on screen right now we have a website, leechess.com, and we have an example of a puzzle. I'm about to solve the puzzle, bing, and what it will do hopefully is it will enable me to recognize the pattern that's on the board with all the pieces in the situation and places they are, and when that comes up in future I should be more proficient at understanding what to do in a similar situation. Leechess is actually some amazing software because you can go and you can find specific patterns or types or situations that might happen in game and specifically go over puzzles of those situations, so time and time again, and eventually you'll understand just automatically what the best moves are in game. You can even look over your strengths and weaknesses, you can find what your strengths are, weaknesses are, and you can replay puzzles so that you are going over and over them again, so you do begin to understand what is going on and what the best move is in that given situation. So how can this apply to Halo? That's the question you're probably asking now. Well, very simply, if we could do the same thing in Halo, it would help us to understand what to do in any given situation, right? This would then in turn help your game sense and improve your strength as a player. So for example, in any given situation in a Halo game, you will know whether you need to go and get the power weapon which is about to pop up, or whether you need to go and, for example, cap a stronghold. So how could a Halo puzzle work, and how could you save yourselves years of frustration and learning and begin practicing Halo puzzles on a regular basis? All you will need is a phone, a computer, a tablet or anything like that, and access to the internet. We're going to run through an example of a Halo puzzle together right now. What you need to know before you go into this is that you must pause the video when I ask you to, otherwise this becomes just a micro lecture and not an interactive learning experience. We're going to be looking at HCS Kansas City Grand Finals, Sentinels against Cloud9. This is Game 2, Streets Slayer. Okay, so we are on board with Frosty. Renegade's just died. So what direction should Frosty go in here? What would your plan be in this position? Please do pause the video right now and have a think about what you think the right thing to do in this situation is. Okay, so hopefully you've got your own ideas. Let's see what actually happens.
Get rid of Renegade. One falls here for C9. Two players going to be on the L. Eco falls as well. Frosty with a hot start. Sentinels is not afraid of Cloud9.
Alright guys, so there's your answer. I wonder if any of you had the same kind of answer. So Frosty made a beeline for tyres. He went straight for the most direct point of interest on the map, which was the rockets, helped to contest for that, to clear out ATM, and helped out Snakebite, who was in a battle over by the Bulldog. Okay guys, so now on to puzzle number 2. We're actually going to continue from here. what should Frosty do in this situation, knowing that all of C9 have died and are on the respawn? So have a think before you press play about what you would do in this situation. And here is what Frosty does.
9-4 dead. It's a 4-0 lead for Sentinels, and they are bringing it straight to the side of C9. Look at the first respawner as well. As Renegade is already half shields. Penguin gets sent back into the respawn screen. Renegade survives and picks up one, but all of this action just means that the Rockets go to...
Alright, and there's your answer. So Frosty likely knew that all of C9 will be spawning at PD. So what he does is he contests the new spawners. Frosty's job is to contain the respawners, to find out information about the respawners, live at all costs, and allow time and space for the players on his team with power weapons, i.e. Snakebite with the rockets, and somebody else with the Bulldog, to be able to push in and have a clear and informed passageway to clean up the respawning C9 players. And again, we're going to continue with Puzzle 3 from this point because it's such an exemplary start to a game. It's amazing. So we're going to be on board with Snakebite in this part. So you see Snakebite just killed Renegade there. He'll know in all likelihood that there are 2 players from C9 who are still alive, and there's 3 on his team who are still alive. What should he do given this information? What would your plan be? Have a think, pause the video here, and play when you're ready. So here is the answer. This is what Snakebite does.
The hands of Snakebite. Sentinels go up 7-2. What a convincing opening from Sentinels. You saw how they flew up B stairs, past B pillars.
First of all, he headed towards C, clearing out the B stairs. He had a look there, you just saw as he flew over to the spike nades. He grabbed spike nades. That's extra firepower for his team. He knows they're going to be spawning probably B, red room, that kind of area. So he just grabs some arsenal, and he probably has a little look driveway to see if anyone's there. Let's have a look.
Straight at the tires, even though Renegade was there, they had a rocket grab on it.
But then he pushes towards B stairs. So he's cleared out C. He knows that there's nobody at C. He knows they're all red room. So what he does is he pushes B stairs because it's in closer proximity to his team. And then he pinches with the rest of Sentinels who are pushing from A.
Now it didn't matter. Sentinels is bringing the pressure. They are bringing the heat in our grand finals. Great push here from Snakebite as well. Pressure is the perfect word. Look at the aggression as well. Spike grenades being thrown, flying across the map. Just a few moments ago, Snakebite was picking up those...
So that was a Halo puzzle, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. It's very simple, really, isn't it? If you got any of those wrong, I'll just encourage you to go over the clips again quickly. You might have noticed that we based that clip on pro gameplay, and there's a very good reason for this, and that's because pro players are the closest thing we have to perfect game sense, which is what you want. In today's clip, we focused on what Sentinels did well, didn't we? You could also reverse it and flip it and have a look at what pros might do badly in a given situation, but I think it is better to do it the positive way around. I'd say looking at exemplary clips eliminates like what ifs and maybes and gives you more concrete examples to build upon. So I've heard it said that in chess, just 10 minutes of puzzles per day over the course of 3 weeks can dramatically and demonstrably improve your skill, your tactical awareness in the game, obviously leading to better results, and I imagine it will be very similar in Halo. If you've read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, I'm sure all of this is making a lot of sense to you. So what I hope is that as you begin to solve Halo puzzles and integrate them into your Halo improvement and learning experience, is that you'll soon begin to notice familiar situations cropping up in your games that you've looked at in pro games, in your own puzzles that you create, and hopefully what you pick up on in the puzzles will dramatically and demonstrably improve your own in-game decision making. The good news for you is that while you would do very, very well to create your own Halo puzzles, is that this channel will be creating some for you. So please do subscribe if you want to see some more Halo puzzles. We're going to be covering Slayer, obviously, we've just done that today, Capture the Flag, Strongholds, King of the Hill, Oddball, etc. Before those puzzles begin to drop though, I do recommend just go check out some pro gameplay. Pause the video in certain scenarios, think about what you would do, and then have a look at what the pro does. I've also created improvement videos for every single game type. There's a playlist in the top left right now. Finally, thank you so much for watching this video. Hit the like button if you're interested and intrigued. Comment down below if you have any questions or if you're a bit of a chess nerd like me. And we will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.